talk about the throat, this area between the bed and the head. And really, we're going to focus on the area near the needle because that's where all the good stuff is. So, when we talk about the throat, the first thing we're talking about is the presser foot. Now, the presser foot is this, and the first thing is there's a bunch of different types of presser feet. There are about 1,000,000 probably, but most commonly you're just going to be using the universal foot that all machines come with, okay? Now, what the presser foot does is it actually presses down on the top of your fabric. So you can think of sewing kind of like a sandwich. So the feed dogs are the bottom, your fabric is the filling, and the presser foot is on top. So as the presser foot presses down and the feed dogs press up and move the fabric through, that is what happens while you're sewing. And that's how your fabric stays nice and pressed together and doesn't get moved all out of position while you're sewing, okay? So the presser foot, yep, we just talked about. Next, we have the needle, and I'm pretty sure you already know what the needle looks like. It's this. It's what actually takes the thread through the fabric. Then we have the needle clamp. It's typically a little screw, and if you unscrew it or make it loose, the needle will fall out, and that's how you can actually replace it. You loosen the needle clamp, take the old needle out, put the new one in, tighten the clamp, and you're good to go and ready to start sewing again. So after the needle clamp, we have the presser foot lifter. Now it's actually located on the back of the machine, as you can see here. And what this does is it raises and lowers the presser foot. So first I'm going to raise the presser foot. There it goes, raising it up. And then I'm going to push it down. And now it's in the down position. So that's all you have to do to raise and lower your presser foot. Next is the light. It is usually located right above the needle, but you really can't see it because it's kind of inside the machine. But when you turn the machine on, you'll definitely see it. And then these are two optional features. So your machine might or might not have them. But if your machine does have an automatic needle threader, you will find it right here. It's this little white plastic tab that comes out of the top of the head, out of the bottom of the head of the machine. Okay? Now, if your machine has a one-step buttonhole lever, it will be located right here, just behind the automatic needle threader. Now, if you look closely at this, you'll see that on the one-step buttonhole lever, there is a down arrow, the word push, and then right next to it is a little rectangle. Now, just in case you forget what that particular lever is for, I want to show you this. So this is the symbol for a one-step buttonhole. It's this rectangle with the dark bars on the top and bottom and little slash marks all the way down the sides. So you'll see this on your stitch selector, we'll be talking about later. But if that helps remind you that this is for your one-step buttonhole. So if you ever look at your machine and you see this little tab and you're like, what is that again? Just remember that little rectangle means one-step buttonhole, okay? So that is the throat of the machine. And now we're going to talk about the head.